Hi, you guys.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun.
Feel it real fun.
Yes, your questions answered live on our 30th of October.
That's right.
In fact, I noticed you said on the podcast you're manifesting questions on the 31st of October. You're doing a show tomorrow, babe.
Well, is there a 31st of October?
Yes.
You listen to the podcast? I didn't know that.
Well, I was listening while I was in bed. I could hear you doing it.
Oh, we were dropping the kids off the pool.
Anyway, our 30th of October. Hi, you guys.
Look
So,
at that.
so it's your manifesting questions answered live.
I wonder what group that was.
You'll find out.
Triple D, Tommy,
And
Triple D, Alexandra.
Hello, you two.
Welcome to the show, Triple D Sizzle.
Sizzler.
Bum, bum, Triple D,
Cassidy.
Cassidy. That's right. Triple D, Angel. Whoa. So,
Yes.
Victoria.
Yes.
Triple D, Mark.
Dark mockery.
Dark mockery.
Really like that, dark mockery.
Me too.
So,
Oh my
go to
God.
freeneville.com.
Triple D Christina. That's right. 221 email us, pseudo random, you know how it goes. Right?
Yeah. Join our
Do that,
90-day
Triple D.
adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. Like half a donut, I always say. Rob Begg says, listen, 20, tell them what they're missing out on. Tell them
What's it costing
see,
ya?
See, there's the fee and the cost.
Yes.
The fee is $97, half a donut a day, yo. Right?
Yes.
What's the cost? How long can you dick around? See, it's not well, I could spend $97 on dumb shit or good shit. No, you could spend $97 or waste decades. I'm not into wasting decades personally, but Triple D Elizabeth, Triple D Marcy, welcome to the show.
Triple D Simi.
Triple D Simi as well. Whoa!
Someone else I saw.
All the cool
I'm
kids.
Sorry, I can't remember now.
That's right.
Adelia. Yes. Okay.
Triple D Adelia.
That's right.
And
for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Triple D Alona as well. So, Victoria, let's dive in. Question number one. Let's hit them fast. Let's hit them hard because you got
Fast
things
and
happening
hard.
today.
I do.
This is the
I'm a
fast and
busy
hard
girl
show.
today.
15 minutes of fame.
All right, so the first question.
In
So I'll
60
start again
minutes or less.
once you stop. Right.
Sorry.
We'll have a
This
start,
is the
a
hour of
pause.
power, Ted. The hour of power.
No, we're having a pause before I start each question because it's easier for me then to split it up into the shorts.
Okay.
The first question is from Rosa.
Rosa.
Problems with politicians.
Politicians. Poly many. Ticks. Bloodsuckers.
Yes.
Go on.
So Rosa asks, how do we make these politicians that are doing so much harm to the citizens with lockdowns, remove their freedoms, squeeze them economically, just go away for good? In Europe, if they are our mirror, we need gallons of windex.
Hold on, you don't need gallons of Windex. You just need 5 gallons of petrol per politician. Somebody write it down. Continue,
Yes.
Victoria.
I've been very stressed out, focusing on manifesting money too. I used the hearing method. I hear someone telling me we got the money. I already did it several days. I don't know if my stress is delaying it.
Now, we're going to talk about a different point in time, but not yet.
If my parents have to leave the country, we need money. I don't want them to have to leave and lose their home. I'm seriously to my limit. I know I'm not the only one. Many blessings, Rosa.
All right, Rosa, I'm really glad you wrote this because you're right. I get a lot of emails like this every week. And I got 2 goofy dogs, I got to tell you. They're
We
just
do.
really goofy right now. So, let's dive in. Politicians, many bloodsuckers. Leave them alone.
You don't blame. You
Yeah.
can't.
You can't blame the loogie. You can't blame the politicians. You can't blame the lockdowns. All that blame. Then, okay, I'm going to manifest money.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's
That's like a tied up knot.
yeah, it's like a drop in the bucket, like a drop of coffee in a cat bucket full of cat shit. Somebody write that down. Drop of cat shit, right?
Yeah.
So, but here's what I want you to do. This whole thing, we're right smack dab before the middle in manifestingmasterycourse.com, crass commercial, right? The Pearl of Great Price. The Pearl of Great Price is really about exploring, not just hearing, exploring. There's only one cause, and it ain't the bloodsuckers, it ain't the loogie, it's you, right? And this doesn't mean that we want to solve the world's problems. I don't give a shit about the world's problems, right? Neville said that there's always going to be wars, there's always going to be famines, there's going to be the circle that keeps repeating. It's been doing it for 54 years that I know of this lifetime, right? I mean, if I had a nickel for every time that they said economic dumb shit, Jesus coming back, loogie. I mean, fuck, I survived AIDS, hepatitis. I didn't have them, but I mean, they've been around in my lifetime, right? When you look at all this stuff, you can concern yourself about all this, or you can give life to the lovely.
Yeah.
And this whole thing with the money thing, let's really nail that. Ready? It's not about someone saying, fuck, cool, we got the money, yay, score. Right? What would you do if you had the money? Right? And don't make it about fixing a problem. Again, everyone starts there. But this whole thing, if you doubled your income, worked half the time, doubled your income, worked half the time, for example, if you really got I create wealth, I swear to God, this whole loogie thing, do you think it's bothered our incomes at all?
It hasn't bothered them.
Hasn't
it's actually
bothered
grown them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it even hasn't. We've imagined growth. So we keep having growth, right?
Yeah.
Loogie comes along. You know what happens? We experience growth. Pre-loogie, you know what we experience? Growth.
Yeah.
Right?
It
Loogie,
hasn't.
no loogie, don't care. Whoever's president, vice president, whoever, I don't care. Right? Because those who are looking for saviors, right? They're going to be, right?
Sounds like a great coffee game one for me too.
Ooh.
Like with the, sipping your coffee, knowing your parents are feeling at home.
Yeah, your parents are great.
Yeah.
If you had, see, when the thing rings and I see it's my mom, I don't panic attack. Oh, maybe she lost her house or home or boat or motor home. The TV broke or whatever. I just go, oh, cool, it's mom. Right? It's just, you have that sip of coffee, you see the phone ring, whatever it is. But how would you experience that sip of coffee? What would you lack if you knew mom and dad are fine?
Yeah, another goodie.
But let's continue. Victoria.
Okay, all right. So thank you, Rosa, for
Yep.
your question.
Pause.
Jonathan in Manifesting Mastery. Manifesting Middles.
I really like when you say, and our next question is, I know we have to pause now due to the upgrades on the software, but I love whenever you say, like, and for our next
Okay.
question. I really do. I
So
like
let's
it.
have a pause.
All right.
And our next question is from Jonathan in Manifesting Mastery. Manifesting Middles.
Yo.
Jonathan asks, you seem to suggest, I could be wrong, that there is no sense in feeling real anything other than one's true desire. For example, if I feel it real for a white Jeep when my true desire is a Bulgarian tank, then I need to go straight to the white Jeep so this will work. No.
Yeah, I'm a little confused right there.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'll approach it this way, right? If you're imagining up like having a girlfriend, you don't manifest up a rubber doll. Right? Well, but they don't fucking talk back. They don't have free will. See, your girlfriend will have free will till she's your ex, and then this whole thing of they really don't have free will or even exist shows up. So it's like, right, girlfriend, rubber doll, same thing. But let's continue.
Okay. But you also seem to say that whatever you feel real is what will manifest, including illness and things we do not want.
Yes, but let's continue.
In a way, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just curious on this. Is there some kind of rule about only being able to manifest a true desire rather than a secondary one? If there is it a real rule? Or is it just you and others imagining there is a rule?
Yeah, let's call head game. You can be lost in this dumb shit forever. Just being blunt. Right? But here's the thing, right? If you want to eat pork chops for lunch, what do you imagine up?
You don't imagine up salmon.
No, why would you, right?
Exactly.
Or you wouldn't imagine up, you know what, I'm imagining a guy named Bob. And I don't know much about salmon fishing, but I don't know if he uses a net or a spear or a fish hook. What kind of fish hook? I'm imagining Bob, like tying the knot just right. But is it a knot that ties the fish hook to the thing or to the net? I don't get... Well, anyway, I'm imagining up all kinds of knots. It just gets fucking weird.
Yeah, like when you mentioned, like, if you desired pork for lunch, and not even would you go and buy salmon, but even if salmon presented itself, it's like, nah, I'm having pork for lunch.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, what would imply you actually got what you wanted? Right? This whole thing of like trying to figure out... Yeah, again, Neville says, you don't take away from the Word of God. Right? If I want an iPad, I don't buy Kindle. Right? Plain and simple, right? I imagine what implies I have an iPad. Right? Done. Right? Also, at the same time, I don't go, right, well, I'm imagining up an iPad, but I need $10,000 in the bank first to pay off some debt before I can do that. Again, that just gets nuts. Yeah, it's really simple. By the way, you wanted an answer? Did you imagine me speaking German? right? Because you don't really need me to speak German in order to answer your question. But if I spoke German, maybe it would put me in a better or worse mood to be more or less precise with just like, fuck man. Just skip all that and go to what would imply your wishes fulfilled, be done. And again, is there a rule or did I imagine it up? You know, here's what I notice, right? If I want to imagine her yum, I don't imagine her telling me about something that she may or may not have found on the internet, about something that she looked at whenever she was 4, because it's irrelevant. So stay away from irrelevancies, stay away from middles. Just notice, if you really believe, you're going to start giving life to what you want. If you don't really believe, you're going to sacrifice it, you're going to try to manifest up ways for it to happen. You know, sort of like this whole politicking thing. You know, the politicians aren't taken away from the lady in the first thing, Rosa. Yeah. She is. Right? She's the one that's stressing herself out. Right? They're not. Fuck. How worked up do I look about our Prime Minister or Trump or whatever? Let's continue, Victoria.
Okay. And also, just with that bit about, yes, you can feel real, whatever you want. As far as feeling real illness and it manifests, it's like prune the vine. Like if something comes in as a passing thought, cut it off. Like, no, that's not what I'm feeling real now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So
you got to get in the habit of, you don't let the weeds grow. You don't let the vine grow wild. If it's producing what you don't want, you kill it.
Yeah.
And that's how you discover you're bigger than all that. Otherwise, we got a question coming up that'll really fit in with this nicely.
Sweet. Okay. So
thank
you, Jonathan, for your question.
Pause.
The next question's from Sharon via email. I'm afraid of my thoughts. Sharon asks, I'm really struggling with intrusive thoughts. I feel like all the negative things I imagine will come to life. Oh, so this is similar.
Yeah. We've got a theme today. We always have themes. I love this.
But then I remind myself it won't if I believe it won't. Because if I believe it won't, then it doesn't feel real to me. The trouble is, sometimes it takes me a very long time to get there. I don't want to stay stuck in my head and be afraid of my thoughts and not have fun. I'd love for you and Victoria to speak more about this if you have time. I've taken on the advice of staying still, but soon enough, the intrusive thoughts come back up again.
Cool. Ready? It ain't about the thoughts, it ain't about the emotions. We're going to talk about emotions later, like happy, right? Remember, your state, every state has its own set of quote-unquote body of beliefs, thoughts, emotions, right? The state of loving puppy dad thinks about things like, oh, did I give them their pill? Right? State of loving puppy dad's like, oh, cool, we're going to the dog park. State of loving puppy dad does not go, did I give her a pill? Right? The state of loving husband doesn't go, oh, did I get mom flowers? Every state has its own thoughts, right? Yeah. What you have is a state that you're not acknowledging yet. If you have intrusive thoughts, right? You've got a state that's giving you intrusive thoughts. Yeah. Cool. Change your state. That's the thing, right? Whenever you notice you're in a state that's giving you intrusive thoughts, again, you're bigger than all your fears, all your emotions, all your thoughts, all your thinking. There's a difference between the two. You're bigger than all that put together, right? You're bigger than all your memories because all your memories are within you, right? Whenever you actually get that, it's like, right. It's like, oh, I've got a dumb thought. I must be in a dumb state. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm in Kohl's and I see flowers, I don't think about picking up dog shit. Right? You get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Loving puppy dad thinks about picking up dog shit. It doesn't all that often anymore. Right? Just to be blunt, right?
Oh yeah, that's off the trail.
Yeah, no one's gonna step there, right? Not even me.
Yeah.
So, but shall we continue? Do you got anything you want to add to that one?
No. I was only thinking how crumbs and so as a few of these, but this one, like with yesterday's show. With yesterday's show, with a few of them, we had the golden rule for one of them, which was like for the prior question, for Sharon's question, state changes, but identity is eternal, or something like that was the third point, I think, that we made in yesterday's show.
Cool. Yep.
And it's like that, like your states change, You can change your state.
Yeah, who you truly are is eternal.
Is eternal.
But you can change your state. I like when she goes out there and she's full on garden girl, and I say, "Hey, dinner," and I can watch this garden girl goes, "Dinner? What is dinner?"
Yeah, is that another type of plant?
Yeah, Victoria, get Bruce. Bruce. Yeah, she's so deep into garden girl.
Yeah.
That dinner or Bruce is almost a foreign concept, right? Then, oh yeah, Bruce, loving puppy mom shows up. Loving wife shows up for dinner. Coolio, right?
Yeah.
So you get it? There's where you want to play. If you're trying to chase thoughts, it's like trying to herd cats. Somebody write that down, dark markery, right? Herd cats, right? I used to have 11 cats, me and my ex-wife, right? We had a lovely time. And every now and then we'd just say, let's play herd cats. And you'd run around chasing 11 cats in a little house, right? Doesn't work. But you open up one can of tuna and whook, all the cats come running, right? Opening up a can of tuna is like changing your state. Boom. My dog is eating my dog. Cool. All right.
Okay,
Gareth,
so thank you, Sharon, for your email.
Look at that, DDD Elizabeth. Right. McHerding cats.
And I saw DDD Maria Louise is back, and Bill Perry's here too.
Bill Perry.
Wow.
End of life.
And Tony Doyle.
Triple D Francis as well. Triple D Tony.
Oh, wow.
Triple D Bill. Triple D everyone. My dog is fucking my dog.
Oh.
Anyway.
So the next question's from Michael via email. Neutralizing negative beliefs.
This is so fucking good.
I've been in...
I tell you what, I almost want to get the clicker.
Yep. I've been reading a lot of posts by a guy by the name of...
We redacted it.
That on Reddit.
Yep, Reddit.
Right. This might have been because... Was this...
No,
from the Rancho?
No, I have no idea.
Because of the Rancho? Okay.
I'm assuming most people who email me don't bother watching the show all that often because I just go, fuck. Like, are you watching it or not? Right?
Yeah.
I'll watch it.
So Michael goes on, this is what he said about negative beliefs. It doesn't matter how many times you do a scene and feel it real. If you have a horrible self-image, you won't manifest anything.
Ready? Let's talk Hitler. How'd he fucking do? Just to be blunt, right? Pol Pot, right? Trump. Let me toss it in that order.
Unfortunately, did it very well.
Right? Now, I want you to get this, right? Because you can have a horrible self-image, and I'm not saying Trump does or Hitler did or whatever, but whenever you start adding in dumb shit, this gets really complicated, but we're not nearly where we're going to go yet.
Okay.
It's going to get really complicated.
Using dating for an example, okay? If you enter the state of an incredibly confident alpha male, hey, Bill, this sounds like you.
Pilly.
Entering that state eliminates all limiting beliefs you have. You don't have to sit down and write out all your negative limiting beliefs and try to eliminate them one by one.
By the way, somebody actually suggesting that? Let's write, fuck. Right? Seriously. First, you'd have to discover all your limiting beliefs, all the limiting ones that you're unconscious of, that are in your subconscious or preconscious, even the intuitive, wordless ones, right? Because some people just intuit that they... And fuck, you have to write all them down and then eliminate them one by one, right? You get an email from me if you had to do that, right? Well, I've all got all these unlimited beliefs. I've got unlimited limiting beliefs. Somebody write that down. Right?
Yep.
Continue. Because this is great, Michael. Thank you.
Okay. Just walking in that state does all that work in one swoop. But the million-dollar question, how do you know what that state feels like if you've never been an incredibly confident alpha male?
All right, so we did this really cool series of shows. Anybody know what I'm going to say next? Anyone? Right? It was the 4 mighty ones, right? So what I want you to do is just chunk those out, right? They're at feelitrealfun.com, 4 mighty ones. Watch the whole playlist. It'll take you...
It's at a fly.
Oh, he's going to let it fly.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's going nuts over there. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish I could film this. This is really good, right? So this whole thing of like, I want you to get how complicated he's making it. So Michael says that this guy says no matter how many times you feel it real. So first we're imagining it's going to take many times. I just did a thing on this the other day. 1 wish per session, 1 session per wish. And there was one more bit, but that's all the further we're going to go. One wish per session, one session per wish. Get in the habit of nailing shit, right? It doesn't matter how many sessions you do. It doesn't matter how many scenes you have, how many of the tones of reality that you have in there. If you've got these... Now, notice there's two things that show up here. I got to say the notes, because this is great. Ready?
Yeah.
So, if you have a horrible self-image, that's one thing. And then it's like, well, that's not bad enough. We have to have limiting beliefs that we have to write all them down. Limiting beliefs. So we've got a horrible self-image. We've got limiting beliefs, right? Now, I'm going to approach this exactly the opposite. I'm going to suggest that if you don't have manifestingtothemax.com, really cool course, you'll notice in manifestingtothemax.com, I've got 3 core identities. I've got loving teacher, loving puppy dad, loving husband. Now, we've added in something called happy, which we'll talk later, right? So we've got happy loving teacher, happy loving puppy dad, happy loving husband. That's right. Bam, right? Imagine that. So we got those 3 going on, and it's easier for me to bounce around them all day long because they've got a core quality and an emotion that are also core to each other, right? Ooh, talk about interesting, right? So, but you get core husband, he's got beliefs, right? So loving happy husband has beliefs. Loving happy puppy dad has beliefs. Loving happy puppy dad has no beliefs about being married, unmarried. A happy loving teacher has beliefs. Loving happy teacher has no beliefs about raising puppies.
Yeah.
When you get it backwards, it gets all weird and complicated. When you try to chase cats, there's always cats running off. When you open up a can of tuna, things change. I've got 3 core states I bounce around in all day, and you can watch them all show up in any typical show. Primarily loving happy teacher, loving happy husband flirts with her, and every now and then, oh, there's a Brucey boy shows up, right?
Yeah.
So manifestingtothemax.com. If you don't have that, get that. Seriously, it's another great 90-day adventure, completely different in content and delivery compared to Manifesting Mastery. But this is really important because one of the things that you'll notice, we keep things very simple and we keep exploring the layers of them. Some people make it very complicated. Doesn't matter how many times you feel it real, because if you've got a sucky concept of self and unlimited limiting beliefs that you haven't written down and eliminated yet, right? But there's one more part to the question. How would you feel that state if you have never done that? We go back to the basics. What would imply that you're that alpha male? See, I don't even know what that means. Alpha male. It's like
Alpha confident. I think it was confident alpha male. Yes.
Confident alpha male.
Incredibly
right?
confident.
Incredibly confident alpha male. Again, it's like, fuck, man, I'd rather be curious about who I am around women. Who am I around women? Wow. Am I happy around them? I think about my friend Sean. We talk about him in Triple D, right?
Yes.
Sean had this state. It was like,
women have a good time with me. Or
women enjoy me. Girls
Yeah.
love hanging out with me. Girls have fun with me. That was his thing, right? And he didn't make it about, I'm an alpha male with women. It's like, chicks dig me. We have a lot of fun. And I'd tell you, Sean had more fun with girls in high school than any 10 guys I know, right? And he wasn't a player, right? He was just being Sean. He was just loving himself and how he interfaced with them. And they loved it because they all knew, yeah, Sean's fun, he's sexy, he's funny as fuck. But he's just Sean.
Yeah.
So who do you get to be? What would imply that? How would you experience one sip of coffee? Go back to those, what was that, 4 mighty ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, and someone put up PADA, so producer, author,
Bingo,
director,
nice.
and
actor.
actor.
Yes.
And so the producer, just in case you haven't watched, you need to watch that on YouTube. But it's really cool because the producer sets the overall theme. So you've got this thing about being, I don't know, a loving
player.
Yeah, flirting with love. I think I saw someone else today,
Nice.
and that's what. Yeah, that would be lovely. So, but then the author goes and writes in detail the final scene. So, if you were that,
What's that little
those
tiny...
key questions of Neville's, how would you see the world, and how would the world see you if you were like that? And then in comes the director, which sounds like the one you got the problem with. Kaboom! Slash and stab. If you're that,
Yep.
he'll keep you in line. And then actor.
To
You
the
get
point
to
where that
play
becomes
the
natural.
role. Yeah.
You give it life.
Surrender to that. So
Really watch that series. Victoria did a great job there. But there's no way either one of us can summarize
No,
up
you
5
need
shows.
to go watch it. Yeah.
But really
Them.
nail that. What would you lack? This is the question that all the new age fluff fucking bunnies don't want to answer. What would you lack internally if your wish were fulfilled? In other words, if you were in line and there's a girl next to you and you were actually curious and confident, okay, and you knew like girls enjoy me, you could say hey, right,
You'd lack the anxiousness or fear.
You'd lack the need to go
of rejection.
Yeah, of having to run pickup patterns and all that dumb shit. I mean, you could actually like hi, and then she'd go, God damn, a guy that actually connected with me. Didn't run no shit. Didn't you have to play cocky, funny, all that dumb stuff, right? You're just a guy who's a guy with me. That invites the girl to be what? A girl with you. How does it work? By the way, you see we still do it?
Yeah.
I don't have to do pick up bullshit on her every day.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't have to do it on me. What do we do? I'm curious about her. I'm curious about me with her.
And how appropriate, lesson 1 of Manifesting Mastery, course.com.
Yes.
If you haven't done that, Michael, I seriously, your question is lesson 1.
Totally.
For me. But
Yep.
I'll let you buy it and learn it.
Learn ya. We'll learn
Yeah,
ya.
yeah.
That's right. Boom.
Cool.
All right, Victoria. That was excellent.
Excellent.
All right.
Thank you, Michael,
Yeah,
for
those are
your
all my notes
question.
there.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Oh.
Yo.
McShit.
No,
The next
this is another one.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. We'll have to. And pause.
The next question's from Dream Driven Day Elizabeth.
Yo.
Neville Goddard, Concept of Self. Hi, V and TT.
Yo.
Throw some light on states and on concept of self and how to manifest using the concept of self or states.
I'm going to head back into the crass commercial for manifesting to the max.com. Ready? So I've got this state called loving teacher. You know what the state of loving teacher has? So yeah, slide into it because how would I experience my morning as a loving teacher? God damn it. I'm not it's 4:42. I'm out of bed. Boom. Drop the kids off at the pool, check in on everything, go make the coffee, sit down, hit my morning, right? Get in touch with my peoples, right? So the state of loving teacher, right? The state of loving husband wants to stay in bed, right? Right?
Yeah.
That's a different concept of self. But the state of loving teacher wins out in the morning, even though she smells mighty fine, right? So roll over, kids at the pool help, right? Because I got to drop the kids off at the pool, can't do that in bed as loving husband.
Yeah.
So out I roll. But here's why I mention all that, right? Because if we go back a couple questions earlier, the state of loving husband has desires. Right? The state of loving husband yeah, he does. Wow. So the state of loving teacher has desires that include things like crushing podcast, a show that just totally rocked. So before I roll out of bed to drop the kids off the pool, right? I'm imagining feedback from the podcast. Boom. I'm imagining you guys on the live show and the feedbacks later and so on and so forth. People saying, damn, that was a good show, right? So I'm imagining those things before I got out of bed. So each of those core identities, each of those concepts of self also has desires that I get to give life to. You got it? This is where it's so fun because when you get, you don't got to solve all this shit. I don't have to undo all these problems. Looking for secret things and so on. All I have to do is have a couple well-defined selves and notice they each have desires. Loving husband's got desires that he gives life to. Loving husband revises things. You got it?
Often, hopefully.
Often, hopefully. Often enough.
I'm joking.
End of line.
Yeah, cool.
All right. But notice how this keeps tying in. Great question. Notice how it tied in with the previous.
Yeah, I know.
And how it shows up with the other ones.
How much is all these questions all to do with states and negative beliefs?
That's right.
Excellent. Thank you, Elizabeth, for your question.
All righty, though.
The next question's from Riri in Manifesting Mastery. They keep saying the same thing. Revision help. Riri asks, I revised a conversation a lot and I still got to hear the same from that person that I didn't want to hear. Why didn't it work? Is it possible because I was fearing that it doesn't happen? Whenever I used to get the message or call from this person, I'd use it it used to make me feel uncomfortable, and the same flashback of that conversation in my mind, even after revising. Did I make some mistake in revision?
Yep, you didn't nail it. Because if you nailed it, right? See, before my mom would call and I'd go, ugh. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, what's up? All right? But after, it's like, ooh, beep. Do you think things changed? Yes or no? Right? When you nail it, you nail it. When you don't nail it, you don't nail it. Now, here's the thing. Ready? There's an emotion in there, right? You talked about the fear, right? Fear is an emotion. Fear, your emotions reveal what state you were in. So, did you really nail the revision? If you did, you wouldn't be having the fear.
Yeah.
Right? Noticing that you have the fear and emotion. Don't try to go from, right, so fear. I don't want to feel fear, so I'll feel happy, right? We're not into emotions here. You will naturally feel emotions. See, the state of loving husband, when he sees roses, feels an emotion. The state of loving puppy dad, when he sees roses, doesn't feel a fucking thing. Every state has its different emotions, thoughts, thinking, beliefs, experience, way of perceiving the world. Right? And so if you nailed your revision, right? All right, you wouldn't feel the fear. Oh, I hope they don't. Oh, I hope they do. Oh, I doubt if they. You wouldn't have any of that. And you don't revise that. You change the state, right? Change the imaginal experience. So here's the warning thing I want you all to watch out for. And people say, so how would you feel if you were wealthy? And you go, oh, I'd feel wonderful. Well, I'd be happy. Now, those are emotions, all right? What I want you to do is, what would you experience differently if your wish were fulfilled? If you were rich, what would you experience differently when it came to a typical day of your event of your day? Right? If you doubled your income and worked half the time, how would you buy petrol? Right? I just buy it. I fill up the tank. All right? Back in the old days, I wouldn't just buy it. I'd wait till the pseudo-random Thursday. Right? 3 a.m. before they put the price up. I'd go see Bob at the station. Say, Bob, is it going up? Yep. Let me get it before it does. Right? But let's continue.
Okay.
All right.
Excellent. Excellent. So thank you, Riri, for your question. The next question's from Priya on Facebook. My state of happiness isn't working. Priya asks, I got yesterday out of balance and couldn't focus on my work because I had something that hurt me. I tried to go into my state of happiness, but it didn't work out well. What I saw, an article of someone I like very much and whom I had wanted to marry. He was getting interviewed on TV about his job, and on top of that, I saw his happy and beautiful family. No matter how hard I try, I know my days of getting children and having my own family are gone, and that's why I focus on my state of happiness. But still that pain of having missed out are there. What am I doing wrong, and what should I be doing?
Cool. Happiness is an emotion. Happiness is not a state.
Yeah.
Everybody write that down, because here's what you're doing. You're trying to give life to happy while imagining, I can't have kids, I missed out, he's with someone else, oh boy.
Yeah.
So you're trying to combat an experience with an emotion. You get they're two completely different things.
Yeah.
There's the experience of BMW 325i, Tickle Belly Hill, right? 30 Ks faster than what I should be, right? It's an experience,
Yeah.
right? Now, in the car could be 4 different people with me and my dog, right? So just imagine, right? So
43 people.
No, 4 or 3.
Oh, right. Okay. Got you.
Yeah. 4 if they're smaller Maxwells. Just cram them the fuck in, right? So end of line. So we get a whole bunch of people in my car with my dog, and we're hitting Tickle Belly Hill doing about 30 Ks faster than we should, right? That's the experience. Tickle Belly Hill, right?
Yeah.
The emotions in the car, they may vary wildly.
Yes, some
Especially,
might be scared.
Yeah, some might be scared, right? Some might be going, hoo-ha, right?
Yeah.
So don't try to combat experiences with emotions. You get that's a really weird word. That's like going to, if your emotion is like a ping pong ball, because emotions are all over the place, and your state is more like a playing court, you can change the court, right? Is it a basketball court? Is it a hockey court? Whatever. So, you've got to just see this whole thing here. Ready?
Yeah.
So let's go back to happy state. See, state of happiness. Oftentimes, by the way, when people get stuck on emotions, they try to add it to do with auditory, right? Happy. So I saw an article on someone I liked very much who you wanted to marry. Guess what? They're happily married, right? Be happy for them. Happy. But here's how you be happy for them. You be happy by getting it's never been about them. As soon as you let it be about they would make me happy, I'll never be happy without them. It just goes dead. Versus give life to the lovely. I promise you, you give life to the lovely, you won't be concerned about my days of getting children and having my own family are gone. No, you give life to the lovely, and I promise you, things will happen that you cannot possibly. I mean, and I know, I always hear this one. Well, but they wouldn't be my kids if I had kids. Yeah, keep going that road. Do it for 40 more years, see where it gets you.
Yeah.
Versus give life to the lovely. Give life to the lovely. Experience. Imaginal experience changes physical experience. Physical experience includes thoughts, thinking, emotions, beliefs, ways of perceiving puppies.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that prayer because family's obviously a big one for you.
Yep.
And 20 and I, we don't have kids. We've never had children. And yet I consider we've got such a lovely family.
There's no
there's
lack.
Me, 20, there's 2 pups. There's here. It's just gorgeous. I don't feel sad or hurt when I see a woman with children or something because that will come for me. I know it will next time.
Yeah, we've talked about next time around, let's have some kids.
But
right?
it certainly doesn't take away from my life and how much I love my life just the way it is. So, yeah.
I'll toss one more up.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a pattern like this, 99% of the time it comes from, I don't believe I can get what I want now, so I'll cry over what I didn't get then. So, and it just goes downhill. We've got watts. Up, watts. So let us continue. Thanks for writing prayer. This is good because, in all seriousness, because it's always serious, this whole thing of emotions versus states. Again, I see so many even Neville Goddard coaches out there who they're just still going, right, let's flip positive emotions into negative emotions. Well, you got to make sure your emotions. Here's a good one. Ready? Whenever you get stuck on emotions, have you noticed there are some people that are perfectly happy being miserable? They actually have a sick, perverse
thrive on
joy
it in some way.
Right?
Yeah.
So they have a state that allows them to be perfectly happy while being miserable and getting happier when there's more misery around in their life and other people's, right?
I know.
It's now, and people say, the New Agers, they go, well, you can only have a positive thought or a negative thought. You can't have both at the same time because they'll cancel each other out. And it's like, I'm going to introduce you to Aunt Betty, right? Because I see this shit all the time. There was a lady at the dog park, and you could just tell she had this joyous perverseness with it's like, fuck, man, stop it, right? State. It's about state. It's not about emotion. It's not about positive, negative. It's about experience. And notice that echoes not just through Priya's, but through everybody, through all these today. This is impotent. But, hi. You want to come up? 1, 2, 3. Come on
1,
me.
2, 3, Emma.
Okay. Now,
okay.
Oh, pause.
Excellent.
End of line.
No. Thank you, Priya, for your question.
You're not going to get up on that side, pal. Yeah.
The next question's from Peter. How to manifest a baby. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
There we go. We got 2 dogs in today's show. Jamaica.
Peter asks, DTTMV, I need your help. I practiced the law of attraction for a while. It really works in small things, like finding parking places and some lost and space things, small amounts of gifts, small money or gifts, sorry. Now I need to do a really big thing.
Dun, dun, dun.
Pregnancy and child. I've just received really bad results from a test that shows I had a small chance. But I want that baby so much.
Turn this way.
Sorry. I know that I can help myself. Please advise what scene would be the best to imagine that wouldn't be conflicted with emotions to imagine. Please help me. I know your advice is valuable and helped already many people. Thank you. All the best. Peter.
All right, so I'd imagine having a child and discovering that it actually is your husband's. I mean, like, seriously, there's nothing worse than whenever you squeeze the puppy out and you realize it's like the wrong color
Oh,
or something like that.
yeah.
Anyhow, right? Let's just let's get the kidding out the kidding out of it, right? So cool. So the whole thing. Could you bring that over?
Yes.
All right. So
There you go.
where the fuck is it? All right. So I've practiced the law of attraction for a while. It really works with the small things like parking spaces. Lost in space. Warning, warning, Will Robinson, right?
Yeah.
Small money or gifts. Now I want the big thing. What's bigger, the mommy or the baby? Anybody know? Type it down. Victoria, what's bigger, mommy or baby?
It's all the same. There is no big or
No.
small.
Oh, mommy's bigger than baby.
Oh, well, physically.
Physically. Yep.
Yes.
And this is a desire. It's smaller than you, right?
Yeah.
So this whole thing, parking spaces, lost in space, small money or gifts. But now I want a baby, right? Baby's still smaller than you. You're the mommy. You are what gives life to everything in your life. And so I don't know what all you're doing. But when you say law of attraction, ditch everything except for what we're teaching here. Because the whole thing of, when I see things like, well, it really works good for small things, like a parking space or some lost in space or some small money or gifts. Well, and this is where it often goes. It'll go, well, these are things that I'm not emotionally attached to, that I don't have much emotions about. And then we're back into the whole thing. It's about emotions, not states. You see, I don't want you to imagine being happy that the baby actually is your hubby's, right? I mean, that's just humor. It may be even poor taste, but I apologize. But I want you to imagine having grandkids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In all seriousness, we've got a course, howtomanifestababy.com. I saw Pillberry, the official link guy, actually put it up. Thank you for not dicking around. Love you, Pillberry. So, but this whole thing of like, in all seriousness, what would imply that you not just have a baby, right? Because people do the whole, well, I'm imagining getting pregnant. Mr. 20, you'll never guess what. I got pregnant. Now I'm worried I'm going to lose it. All right, now I have to imagine having a baby. Well, what then? Well, now I have to imagine the baby making it to kindergarten and surviving me for the first 7 years. Then I have to imagine the baby, like, no. Let's just fast forward a whole bunch of years. Imagine becoming a grandma.
Yeah.
How would you experience one sip of coffee knowing that any day now you'll be a grandma? Boom. Done. Right? What would be lacking? All those dumb shits. So I hope I have the baby. Should I breastfeed or not? No. One sip of coffee. Yeah. What would you experience knowing that you're going to be a grandma? Boom. So.
Yeah. Nice. Good one. And thank you, Beta, for your question. And the last question we've got today is from Dream Driven Day Jake. Do you reckon money is always a middle? And Jake asks, do you reckon money is always a middle?
No. I reckon it often is, because I mean the whole thing of like, what if you doubled your income and worked half the time? I mean, I enjoy having money in my wallet. It's just fun. But what do I really want? I find people will trade money for experience any day of the week.
Yeah.
So what it comes down to, if I go way back toward the beginning of the show, and I think about like Jonathan's question, it's like, what do you really want? What you really want is an experience, right? And if that experience includes knowing that you got plenty of money, cool. But as soon as you go...
So therefore, doesn't that make it then a middle?
No. It could. Because if you're going, well, I can't experience good sex until I double my income and work half the time. And then it's like, well, you'll double your income and work half the time. See, I'll double my income and work half the time by making you take 2 jobs. Next thing you know, you're not here, and all that stuff. And
how did you have great sex today?
Yes. Exactly. It just gets a little weird, right?
Yeah.
But this whole thing of like, is money a middle? For me, it's a tertiary. For a lot of people, it is the middle. Because the whole thing of, well, I would get a dog if I doubled my income. Well,
a tertiary, so that's before any of it. Is that what you mean?
No, it's a side event.
Oh, a side. Okay, I didn't know what tertiary really meant. Okay.
Yes, obviously.
But primary
is... Well, if you had enough money, you'd know.
Right.
See,
you paid me enough, yeah.
Whoa! You see, the cool thing about middles is anything can be a middle, right? And so the thing you want to notice is it a choke point? If we go with the word middle and we take that out, I like disappearing words, because after a while, words just take on their own fucking meanings, it seems like. So if we take that out and just go, right, is money always a choke point? Well, no. But it sure can be handy. Like if, I think I probably got about $100 US in my wallet. My mom sends us money, right? And it's nice. I mean, it's like, here, happy something, happy Christmas. Here's $50 each for you guys or something. And I stick it in my wallet. So I might have $100, $200, I don't know, US in my wallet. It would be nice if I landed in New York City or something.
Yeah, that you've got.
Yeah, to have
American,
money.
yeah,
because I can instantly buy something. I can put it into I can put it into one of those vending machines and have what do they call them in the wire? A burner pop out. Right? Oh, seriously, I've done
We're
this.
still thinking about the wire.
Yeah.
So,
you
anyway.
fly back to the States, you put $50 in the machine, a burner pops out, you turn it on. Yeah, you're ready, you're good to go.
Yep.
Right? Versus like, man, if I get there and I swipe my card and my bank doesn't let it work because I'm overseas. Again, is money a middle? No, it's a tertiary. You see, I just imagine, doing, very specific experience. If it involves money, I have it. Do I like money? Sure. But the whole thing of like, is it a middle? I just want to know, is it a choke point? So it can be part of a bridge. It can be just a benefit, like a friend.
Well, Simmy's here. Who else mentioned it?
Dave.
Diamond Dave.
Diamond Triple D Dave.
Yeah.
Friends with benefits. Lick.
Yep.
So, it's always good to notice, like, what are you making your choke points, right? I really enjoy iPads. I really do. We've got an old one. We've got Victoria's one. We've got the one this is on. And we've got the one with the USB-C port that they still haven't fucking got right when it comes to a good microphone.
Yeah.
Right? And it's a really good iPad. But I don't let the iPad be a choke point. Right? We've done the shows on just about anything. I like doing the show this way. But if the iPad didn't work, would probably find a way to get the show to be a couple minutes late. So just notice anytime something becomes a choke point, and go from there. So, Dark Mockery needs to lose weight in his thumbs.
Yeah, I probably do too now.
Look at this. See, what you need to do is do thumb aerobics. Oh yeah.
Excellent. So that was from Jake.
Boom.
Thank you for your question, Jake.
That is the
rightness.
Notice if money's the excuse. There's the other one. Notice anything that's a choke point or an excuse, right? So today, the builder's coming over. Victoria said, let's keep the show under an hour. I said, fine. Fine.
I didn't. I said it would be nice if the show, because I know how long it's going to take me to edit.
And I said, fine. Right? No, I didn't. I didn't say that. Right? The student-loving, husband-loving teacher said, coolio. Right? Let's do it. Right? No clickers. Remember I said that? No
you
clickers
did say
today,
that.
right? Because the clickers add on like 4 minutes per thing, right? Goddamn clickers, they're like politicians. I mean, they cause all sorts of problems, don't they? But it's like, so the builder's coming over, and we parked up on the nature strip, right? Because, that way the builder can just pull down and they can get to work and have their fun, right? Now, if we made it so that, well, the builder can't come because we have a BMW, because the BMW is parked in the driveway, well, you're fucked.
Yep.
Right, and we didn't get money for the builder, but we used Bryce's money. You get it?
Yeah.
See, you can always find middles. You can always find middles as excuses, choke points, so on and so forth. Or like, money's fun, right? Let's just give life to some more.
Yeah.
S'mores. All right, I'm done. I want to keep it under 60 minutes. I promised. State of
nature strip. Do you call them nature strips in America?
No.
Just in case, because I saw
Sidewalk,
nature strip. It sounds a bit like.
It sounds like, it makes me think
festival.
About stick chicks or thick chicks or something. There's a nature strip.
It's up on the pavement. Whatever it is.
It's a nature strip.
That's right. So let you hold that. So what
Monica.
we want to know is, tell us your strawberry bit.
All right, Victoria.
Well, I loved how they all wove in together. How many questions? It's like,
It's like magic.
It is. I start thinking, well, is it because... But no, some emailed you because I'm thinking, are they just looking at the post and thinking, oh, yeah, I've got a question like that? But no, they've all come from different sources. So
See, I find it cool because what did I say earlier? Does anyone remember? Did anyone pay attention to me today? Nope. Click. End of line. Before I get out of bed, what do? I do my Joseph Goddard. I imagine specific events of my day having gone my way. So I've got the identity of loving teacher. He imagined fucking kick-ass show. He starts assembling the show after he gets out of bed. Because in bed, loving husbands, more like amore.
Amore.
Right? So, different thing to imagine well. So, you got it? So, why does the show tend to happen like this? Boom. Lisa says Victoria's top is awesome. I've been telling her that all morning. Boom.
Yeah.
I've been like stalking her at the dog park. She's walking up in front of us with the Yasmin Max on. I've been just going, damn, look at that woman's up there.
Is that Dina?
Dina. Yes.
Oh,
I
I'm
finally
glad
caught a
you
live
caught a
show.
live show. Good on you,
Boom.
Dina.
So you imagine something? Nice. All right.
Someone said they thought their story bit was about the blow-up doll. Rather than a girlfriend. Or whatever. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, and I just loved how many of them were... we could reference just the shows in the last week or two. Yeah.
Totally.
Which is
tying
nice
them in,
too.
tying them in,
Yeah.
tying them in.
Tying them up.
I saw you, Dark Markery. That's
So-
right. You and Sizzo having your own damn show.
I never said the whole time, thank you, 20, for the answer.
Oh, see?
So,
I feel-
thank you.
God damn, that's my
And
strawberry
what was
bit.
your strawberry bit?
Oh, you like adoring me, like with all that sincerity.
Sincerity, exactly. Sincerity always sounds a bit sneery.
I love that one,
word.
right?
Sincerely.
Like, that and honestly, I honestly appreciate your honesty.
I know.
Right.
It's just a bit weird. Okay, so that's your strawberry bit?
No, my strawberry bit, seriously, we see the cool kids show up. Like, seriously, we love you guys. Remember yesterday's rant? Yeah, like I seriously, I just get so fucking humorized by the whole thing of like no one else but me exists.
Sorry, I just saw what Tony put up. He's a nature strip, like a bikini wax.
Oh yeah, I wasn't going to say that. I saw it.
Like a Brazilian.
Yeah, that's what
or
you're
whatever.
talking about. Yeah, parking my Bimmer on the nature strip, 325. All right. So. Yeah, in spite of ourselves, John Prine, great song. In spite of ourselves, you guys keep showing up, and we love you. Seriously, like this, you're my strawberry bit, guys. You know, y'all that write in, that put up with our insanity.
Yeah.
Because we love what works, and we love you. So, boom.
Cool.
All right.
Excellent. Meanwhile,
Lisa, right? Oh my God, this is what happens when you show up for a live show.
sex jokes are not. Oh, I'm not gonna say.
Yeah, she's not going to say that.
Meanwhile, go to freeneville.com.
221 email list pseudo random goodness.
goodness.
End of line.
Join our 90-day adventure in manifesting mastery. Course.com.
That's right. You know, we always talk about the fee, $97 fee.
Yeah.
Right. Spread over 90 days, it's like $1.04, 5 cents a day. I'm not good with the maths, right? But Rob Begg always says, what the fuck is it costing you? I'm just going to say, look, you got a choice. I'm going to create an artificial double bind, I know. ManifestingMasteryCourse.com, 90 days. Just watch all the success stories I keep sharing whenever I'm in the mood. Versus Reddit.
Yes.
Unbelievable. Reddit. Sounds like a frog, doesn't it? Reddit.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, how many fucking frog legs? When I was on that cruise and we had frog legs, yeah, and they brought one.
You've got to eat a lot.
It's like that's my dinner.
Yeah.
Right, you're giving me like 10 more of those fuckers or a steak too, because that's not dinner. That's like a chicken wing. It's like a green ass fucking chicken wing. Unbelievable. Just
Cool. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. Boom.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
And I'd just like to say a big thank you to our show sharers. Angela, you shared our show yesterday. Thank you so much, because I wasn't able to type it in.
That's right.
But all of you guys, when you do, it just means loads to
It means
us.
heap to us, you know?
Thank you.
Boom. It does.
Okay.
Wiccan Ching.
Have a great
Since
day.
I was talking about
night.
Wiccan Ching.
Wiccan Chings.
All right, now I got to bend with Emmett on my
Might
lap.
catch you
This
later
is
for the watch
interesting.
party. Otherwise, see you next week.
That's right. Or both. Both.